Welcome back to my Reading Save. Greetings and salutations. I've got some transfers to show you as we manoeuvre our way through the Champions League. So, outs first. Mahovo's finally gone. Mr. Reliable. Because I've, splashed some cash. Absolute great servant for us. He was a couple of seasons of the main man, and then he was sort of backup rotation for a lot of sub appearances in those, but just banging in those averages. Couldn't have asked for more from the player that I didn't really have massive hopes when I signed him. So he's gone to Girona. Kai Havertz has gone. I didn't plan to sell him, but as soon as he signed a 2-year deal, his body started falling apart, and he started picking up little niggles and injuries. And he's on big wages, and I was like, I'm just going to get lumped with it. And he was brilliant. He was brilliant for us. Dropped off a little bit last season, but had that injury. But yeah, we'll take actual cash for him, 7.5 million. Ollie Robertson's gone. Like I said, one of our youth intake. Just a few too many gaps in his game. And he's 21. Just a bit of a pace merchant. We sold him for 5 million, but with 50% sell-on fee. So he's gone to Wolfsburg after turning a bunch of clubs down. Bammy's gone. Just getting to that age where I needed to sort of, if I'm going to cash in, I can improve, and I have improved. So he's gone to, where did he go to? He went to Granada, and then Jimmy Brennan, another of our young. We've had so many that have come through the ranks. It was never really going to make. I've tried to sell him for the last couple of seasons, so we sold him for £1 million plus 50%, obviously, and then a bunch of loanies that have gone out. Nobody. Pablo Bravo, our right winger, I've decided to send him out for another season, just to have Fulham, which is I think they're in the Championship, right? Just a perfect spot for him, I reckon. It's improving. Those ratings. So ins, I did it. I pulled the trigger. 60 million quid on Ricardo Ferreira. Ironically, still a bit shit. It's a long-term plan, right? Look, he's got 9 caps for Brazil, and he's playing for Reading. He is a good player. I don't know what it is that he's doing wrong, but he's going to get there. He's still only 21. He's one of our best. He's on £100,000 a week. Don't worry about it. Don't question it. And then we signed this guy. He's so good. We signed him twice apparently. Harry Hennessy. I think this is an absolute steal. Now, the ratings, the scout ratings don't really see it, but I think as a backup target man, and he's Scottish, came through Man City, has never really played, had a couple of loans in Scotland, but I genuinely think he is such a good backup, and he's obviously, he's only on backup money. He's just and he's got the flair as well, so he's just like a slightly shitter version, dodgiest Tash in the world. But that's one of my favourite signings of the window. Then we got Isaac Sabater. He's our new box-to-box midfielder. So now we've got the 4 really good, including the young Scottish guy that we loaned out to Southampton last season. Just really solid box-to-box midfielder. I'm going to play winner stays on. Ironically, they're all started really terribly, every one of them, but let's not worry about that. And then this one was a little bit of a punt on a really young centre-back. We've got a couple of young centre-backs. Hopefully one of them will really make the grade. And then finally, Junior Okpala, 45 million. It's a lot of money, but he's just a beast. 23-year-old Nigerian international with 19 jumping reach, 16 strength. He is pretty beastly, and I'm still struggling to really upgrade the centre-back. It's been the hardest position by far in this team. And he's played in the Premier League for a couple of seasons now, so I think he's gonna do the business again on £100,000 a week. So overall, I've actually spent a decent chunk of money this season. We've spent a lot of money. We are in the new stadium. Oh, sorry, the expanded stadium, and we are building a new stadium. It'll take 2 years of planning. It's the day it was done. I asked them to build a new stadium. They're like, yeah, all right. I'm like, we could have maybe done that instead of expanding it. Maybe so. I don't know. Maybe I'm not an expert, but it feels a little bit wanton. So, starting the season were okay. Lost to Arsenal. Drew. Lost on penalties. Full rotation. Couldn't give a shit about the League Cup. We've got the Champions League group. We need to fully focus on that. And then we beat Olympiacos 2-1, and then we lost to Bluneri. I don't know. They must be a new team. 4-3. Lautaro Martinez is still kicking about, probably because he's got 20 natural fitness. He's still quite 36 years old. That is not a bad little player for 36 years old. But and I think we went down early and we sort of clawed it our way back, but wasn't quite enough. Fairbrother getting himself a goal, which is nice. And then we won in the Premier League. So the Premier League's looking good. Hello. Hello. Woo, what's that? If I show you quickly the DM ratings for all our DMs, 6.76, 6.7, 6.75, and 6.58. They're like, and land, 6.68. And Saboteur as well, I bought in as a sort of young punt a bit, but also he can play, I'm retraining him as a centre-back, so he can just be like squad depth. Of course, I don't think he was 10 million, so it's, pennies nowadays, isn't it? Pennies nowadays. And Fairbrother's in, and he's going to be the main, he's going to not be the main man, he's going to battle with Tom Arthur and Danny Armstrong. Whew. Oh, hello, cheeky. Right, we got our first bids for him. Our first bids came in for him. He then got upset, wanted, because they were offering life. I just offered him a new contract, 40 grand, because he was like 18. So proper full contract, 40 grand a week for 3 years. Delighted. They came in and he was like, I can't remember who it was. And he was like, I want to go because it's life-changing money. And I was like, what's life-changing money? He went 60 grand. I'm like, okay, it's not that different, is it? So I matched it. He's got a 5-year deal with an optional, I've Chelsea'd it, 3 years. So he's here for 8 years minimum. £300 million release clause. It's all good. He's going to be here for a while, whether he likes it or not. Right, so I'll see you in January. The season has finished, my friends, but before then, I just want to give you an update on the Journeyman. I have found a database. I have downloaded the files for said database. I was transferring files into the game editor folder thing. And it seems to take forever. My computer was going estimated over a day. I was like, okay. And then I went to load up this to record this, but then it came up with loads of error like 6 different error messages in a row, and then just closed the game. Of something about skeletons and stuff like that. So I had to record this. I had to delete the stuff that I was trying to transfer, which is fine. And hopefully I'll get it going again and leave it overnight or whatever. Get it done, and then a little bit of testing over the weekend, and we should hopefully have a database so we can start the Journeyman next week. Right. So, little season update time. Finished 6th in the league. I think top 5 does get champions. I think it does get Champions League. But last day of the season, we may have bottled it a little bit. Aston Villa went down on 25 points. And I did have a look at their team, and I found out why. I hate when the ability and the potential thing doesn't appear, even though that it's literally there. And I scouted their whole team. That's good. Like Morgan Rogers is not like I'll take him. Is his contract running out? I wouldn't. Just a bit of Morgan Rogers action. He's a tiny bit underwhelming. And the other one's Harvey Elliott that could potentially, I'd take Harvey Elliott, but I don't need to spend 60 million quid on a 31-year-old. That's the only problem he's got. And I did transfers. I had youth intake. I decided not to record an extra bit because my youth intake was only 2.5 or 3 star preview, and I had one good youngster. Did I already move him into the? Did I already move him? Is it? It doesn't matter because he was arse. So. We would do one. I'm not going to complain about bad youth intakes because I've been very lucky with this save. So overall, the season was good. It had a really bad spell. Started off well when we were proper, maybe not in a title race, but maybe like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, comfortable Champions League. We got knocked out of the Carabao Cup earlier, as I said before. Then we went on a really good run. Then we had a terrible month. And we just conceded too many goals. Look, 3-2, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2, 5-3. As fun as it is, I needed to change something. Where was the... Got up to the FA Cup. Yeah, against Watford. And I was just fed up. And so I've tweaked the tactic, which we'll go through. First time in a few years, actually, that we've tweaked the tactic. We got to the last 16 of the Champions League, which we finished top 8, which was great. And we played all right against Bayern. They were better than us, but we didn't get outclassed. But then we went on a little run. As you can see, conceding a few less goals, which is good, and a few changes. The tactic itself, I've dumped the... what was it called? The inverted wing-back, inside wing-back. So the whole point was 2 box-to-boxers here, bomb forward, the 2 guys here, whoop, like that. Right? Simple. But I think the problem is that when we get countered, because we are quite counter-attacky, but then when they counter the counter, we've got just too many bodies forward and stuff. I've also changed the second striker over to an advanced playmaker, because Fairbrother, which I'll show you in a minute, because he's developed, him and Armstrong, hello. So I've made him an inside fullback on the right-hand side, which I tinkered with before. So they become a 3, a little bit more security. And then one of the DMs just sits, deep line playmaker, job done. And that's the only real change. And we're also playing more... we're still playing counter-attacky, but it's not too long ball. It's not too urgent counter. It's like a slow, manicured counter-attack-ingness. Let me take you through the transfers first. So, recruitment, transfer history. So, the outs in January. So, Jay Robinson, my freebie from Man City, went for 45 million. My idea was I needed to raise some capital. And he was fine. But 45 mil, we can then call that guy that we had out on loan as the sort of backup right winger. How's he doing at Barca? Is he going to really play that much in Barca? Yeah, he's not playing a great deal. But, 45 mil, and we got him on a free. It's decent. Then we loaned a couple out. Ronnie Edwards went... What is this shit? Him as he was. Brilliant. Thanks, game. £12 million to... What do you to Anderlecht. Just he's getting on a bit, and I bought in some youngsters. Annoyingly, right back was my position I wanted to strengthen, which I did, but then I changed how I want the role, and they might not be perfect for it. One of them's a bit of a pump, but one of them I really like. So lived up to James Cooney from Southampton, £20 million. He's a young Brit. Now, he has decent heading, and I'm training him to be a right back, obviously, because that's what I do. Only 8 jumping reach. As an inside fullback, there's a little bit of a weakness there, tiny bit, and gets forward whenever possible. He's not an ideal solution. What I might do is develop him into a bit more of the box-to-box. He can always play the playmaker as well, and just sign somebody else. And he's cracking goatee and a bit of a unibrow, so I respect that. And then this was just a punt because he was cheap, 2.5 mil. He was going to sort of be the backup guy. I'll probably just end up just selling him on for a bit of cash. So, overall, with that 45 mil, delighted. But I have made signings already for next summer. One of them is good. One of them, a tiny bit of bias. There's a tiny bit of bias. Let's see if you can work it out which one. Okay, so Ria Angimo's coming. Engie Mose is coming in for 14 mil. I don't need him. He's very good. Like, he's crazy good. Like, for the price, 25 years old, for the price, and he can play as that playmaker as well, which is actually nice. I think he's worth it for the price. He's on like 80 grand a week, but for that sort of money, I'm very happy to bring him. And I know he didn't play the best, not the most end product in the world, but he's had 3 very good seasons at Salzburg. So, I just thought, get him in. And then this one, Ibrahim Villalba, was he was on the next-gen top 50 Wonder Kids, by the way. Guess who was number first? Wow. Number 1. It's Armstrong. Obviously, it was Armstrong. And he's just turned 19. He's a very fruity boy. Can also play as this number 10 advanced playmaker role. Can play up top if we wanted something a bit different, or if we panic and have to go 2 up top. Just an absolute steal. There was also one other guy that I shortlisted. Erwin Bolio, right? He's only 16. He's extremely uninterested. He plays for Benfica. Like, he's absolute fruit. I will take a punt on him if we get the chance, because he's incredible for a 16-year-old. But there was a couple of other randos. As for performances for players, I would say Quick Glass. I don't know how to say his name. He's got 2 caps for Spain now, and he's been incredibly solid. Really solid goalkeeper. Zoltan has been the sort of backup a lot of the time, rotation, and Okpala is the one I bought in, great in the air. He's been probably our best centre-back. Kosanu I tried to sell because I got those 2 right-backs in, but I kept him just because nobody wanted him. His contract's running out. We've got 1 more year, so I'll sell him in the summer. Hassan Ali El Shehi is developing nicely as my backup left-back. Hadjek is one of my young centre-backs. I tried to give him a little bit of game time here and there and wherever I could. Cooney's coming in and learning the right-back role. SATA-III is coming in. He's kind of backup squad player, learning the centre-back role so we can cover a couple of roles there. Doesn't get much game time. And this is the new guy I bought in. Vuskovic started well, dropped off at the season. But now I've changed the role to inside fullback. This guy is built for it. This guy is like a perfect. So he might just move across and then I'll just sign another ready-made centre-back is the plan. Ferreira, my 5-star player, is amazing. I've yet to see it on a football pitch. I've got to be honest. Technically, he's amazing. He's got 12 caps for Brazil now. I don't know if he's still in the team. But averaging 6.84, which is a little bit less than Mahova, I think. But obviously in a more difficult league. Liam Cameron's developing nicely. He's had a solid season. Mainly as that sort of 4th choice, but I tried to give him up. And then Land, Burt and Baleba are the guys that just fully rotate. And they've all had a not as good a season. I've not scored as many goals from the box-to-box midfielders this season. And now we've changed it slightly as well. And then Mackenzie is just excellent, as always. He's just the dude, just the most fun player to watch in the world. Rating-wise, dropped a little, but same, less games, same amount of goals and assists. He's just an absolute beast. Pablo Bravo is the guy I brought back in off loan. Now I've got Engi Mose. I know this guy's good, obviously, but now I've got Engi Mose. I might just sell this guy because I don't have any attachment to him, and the games he's played, he's looked a bit meh. So Engi Mose might just come in and do the job. Fairbrother, this is the guy I want to show you. Now, played a lot as the number 10. Now he's playing as advanced playmaker. 10 goals, 5 assists. That's 6.88. That's pretty good, right? Admittedly, he has weirdly scored 2 hat-tricks. So if you spread the rest of the goals out between the rest of the season, it's not quite as good. But he's just starting to really kick. And look at him. Look at him. I couldn't believe at one point I was thinking of selling it. He got called up to the England squad. He's wanted by... he's wanted by a team. He's just an absolute beast. Fairbrother has surprised me no end. Now, I shouted out this as a really, really good signing, even though he was only 2-star at the time. A backup target man who's got 8 goals in the league. Absolutely delighted with his performance. He kicked up a massive fuss at one point because I wasn't playing him as a target forward. I did. I have been. I don't know why that was, but he's okay now. So that's good. And then on the left-hand side, we've got O'Brien, who's had a much better season. He's finally come good. He's got used to the pace of the Premier League. Much more end product. 12 assists as well. Looks better to watch. He looks better on the pitch. 42 caps for Ireland now. Dodgy tash. All my players now have grown beards for some reason. Maybe in 2034, you just have to have a beard. And then we've got Hirayama, who's the sort of backup guy, rotation guy. exceptional season from him. Left side is sorted for the next sort of 5 years, realistically. Now, let's talk about Tom Arthur. So I don't know why I did that voice. She said she was 12. Tommy Arthur. Tash, obviously. He's just rubbish. He performs rubbish. He also just got a call up to the England squad. Not on form. Same as all the other times he's played. Admittedly, this season he's half his games are sub appearances, so he gets a little bit of a. But 6.63. He's just, and I'm reaching the end of me tether, and with the arrival of NVMe, he's my boy. I'm going to give him, I don't know why I'm giving him, but there's nothing to suggest I should give him one more season, but I can't, unless somebody comes in with a big offer and it's too tempting, I might just, because he can play on the right wing. He's almost 2-footed. He's not bad. He shouldn't be bad. It's just one of them players that just doesn't work out. But he is versatile. He plays 4 roles that I have, so I think we'll just keep him. Maybe he's just peak. 24 years old will be his breakout season, and then the man, the myth, the legend, Danny Armstrong, developing just his absolute fruits. 19 years old now, still only 1 cap for Ireland, which is ridiculous. He did win Irish Under-21 Player of the Year for the 3rd year running, and he was top of the next-gen list. So there's some more awards for him. He's got 19 goals in the league from 30 starts. He's got 6 in 9 in the Champions League. He does it everywhere. The guy is just, chef's kiss. Like, crazy consistency since coming in. So, yeah, he's just my boy. He's got a 4-year contract with a optional 3 years. So he's the man. He leads the line now. It's no doubt anymore. There's no but he's young. I need somebody experienced. The fact is, if he had a couple of little knocks this season, and Hennessy came in and did superbly well. So overall, team I'm pretty happy with. I've got, I think, £60 million to spend. We are obviously designing a new stadium at the moment. That'll be another year or two. I just need to fix. I'm still not happy with the defence. I've got too many young players that aren't quite ready to be playing and shouldn't be playing as much. Zoltan's a fine backup. I loaned one of them out. I've got another one as well. But Hadjek is good. But does he can't? He shouldn't probably be started. And if I'm going to play this, if we move into what's his face, Hujima Vuskovic. Oh, I didn't realise. Is that the guy that was at Spurs? It is the guy at Spurs, isn't it? The one at Spurs that's just breaking through now. If we move him to the right inverted fullback, then we just splurge on a centre-back. I always end up trying to sign centre-backs. It never seems to work out. But the team doesn't need too much. We're developing nicely. We're still a very young team. We've got depth in the midfield. We've got 2 attacking players coming in. Like, realistically, if those 2 are coming in, what do we do with Tom Arthur? I think Pablo Bravo's just going to go. Nothing against you, Pablo. You're just a random Argentinian that I have no... And I just don't care about you. I'm sorry. That's just the way life is. But overall, a really sort of solid season. I was happy to finish top 8 in the Champions League is massive. Bayern Munich. It is what it is, right? We're not quite there yet. But we just continue building. The money's good. The finances are good. We're battling in every game. We, even playing away to Liverpool or Man City or Man United or wherever, we still give them a game. Why am I repaying? What am I repaying for? Is that why have I got a bank loan of £100? Is that the stadium expansion one? That's quite a lot, isn't it? That's £1 million a month, lads. £1.18 million a month. Okay, don't worry about it. We're going to build a new stadium. Kick that can down the road. Don't worry about it. Hey. Not a chance. What is his actual value? Is it 61, 71 mil? I think it'd be worth way more than that. 3 seasons of experience in the Premier League and only 19. Yeah. Right, but there we go, my friends. Like I said, the Journeyman will be done as soon. I promise. It's not me being lazy, which is unusual, but it's genuinely, I'm having a nightmare trying to get it all set up. And once I transfer the files, I will do everything, do a bit of testing, make sure. I know that it's not going to be perfect. There's like a million leagues in it and stuff. There's going to be errors and stuff, but we just roll with those, right? It's just a bit of fun, right? Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you for the Journeyman next week. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Bye-bye.